What if I told you that social media companies and marketplaces are becoming the key employers of the future? Crazy. Like something like Upwork and Facebook employing you? If I told you this 10 years ago, you'd think I'm crazy. But hear me out. Why is this happening? In this video, I'm going to share with you the shift and focus of employment shifting from corporate to tech companies, and why tech companies, social media, and marketplaces are becoming extremely important. And it's not what you think. If you actually dive into the statistics and if you actually understand how these marketplaces work, you'll know what I'm talking about. So stick around and I'm going to share that with you. Marketplaces, especially during recessions and during COVID, have exploded. Half of the United States are gig workers. Let that number sink in. 150 million people are gig workers, meaning they're on marketplaces like Upwork, Etsy, even Facebook, selling their products and services. Now, if you have lost your job and the companies are not hiring, what do? You have to seek employment and you find marketplaces. I'm on Upwork, and I actually, after losing a job, I went on Upwork to launch my copywriting and ghostwriting agency. I started off as working for my friends, just doing a couple of writing assignments, and then that quickly turned into working for companies. There's this huge shift. That shift is not going to go away. There's going to be more people becoming gig workers because it's increasingly easier to make money online, but increasingly more competitive. With ChatGPT, the amount of gig workers using ChatGPT to write has just exponentially increased. I was one of 50,000 early adopters of ChatGPT. Now we have 100 million people per week, I believe, use ChatGPT. So think about the entire shift. Now, I was able to make $50,000 as a freelancer. At the start of ChatGPT in the first year, my profit went down to 25,000, my revenue, and now it went to 12 because the amount of competition. One of the ways to maintain your rates is to build a personal brand and to stay active on these platforms. As a result of being on these platforms, more companies are demanding digital skills like social media management, digital marketing, data analysis, content creation. Content creation with an objective. It's not just posting. It's having a clear strategy in mind, and it's something I'm still learning. I have my team at YouTube that is helping me with some of the content. Now we have a whole new field of AI and automation. How do we automate those processes? And those require skills. Social media companies and platforms, if you are working with these platforms, you begin to learn a diverse set of skills, which is great. You're creative, you wear many hats. It could also be stressful because which skill do you prioritize? I always encourage working on marketplaces just to see how you can develop your skills and become a lifelong learner. I went to a technical school and I didn't learn about Bitcoin or blockchain after I have graduated, and that's rough, because I learned about AI, but not blockchain technologies. The benefits of having a diverse career path on these marketplaces and platforms is that you can be a very good problem solver and think outside of the box. You become sort of a developer, a marketer, an artist, and you get to practice business skills. You have to negotiate for contracts. You have to negotiate rates. It makes you relevant just by being on these platforms, and it makes you busy. So if you want to learn fast, you join marketplaces and go on social media. People think that social media is just a distraction, but it is actually where you find work. How many times have you seen on X or LinkedIn someone post, "Hey, we have an opening," or in your newsletter there's somebody looking for a position? It's not only, word of mouth where the employment is, and it's not just on LinkedIn. Sometimes people hire on social media without you needing to show your resume. With being on these platforms, you become agile and you also become very good at remote work. You have the necessary digital skills, and you also end up interfacing with cutting edge technology. Maybe you create content using AI, so you become marketable, and also you're able to continue to have the skills that you need to stay agile in this digital, fast changing world. Also, what's really cool about these platforms is that you get to innovate. Of course, you copy what others are doing, but you also can reinvent your own style. And I think it's important because long gone are those days where you do one thing for 10, 20 years. Technology has changed all of that. And fewer companies are giving away pension and guaranteeing you job security. So you might as well continue to learn. And one of the biggest platforms where you can gain skills is actually YouTube. And on YouTube is where you can learn anything. It's where I learned how to create a YouTube channel. And in communities like Discord, there's communities out there and on Telegram that teach you skills and where you can ask questions. So your teachers are some of these people on the platforms, and you can talk to them like you could talk to me when I host lives every Monday to ask questions. So I think that the attention and the demand for jobs is coming to and from social media and marketplaces. So I encourage you to check it out. And even eBay, selling stuff on eBay, learning how to sell, how to negotiate prices is extremely helpful. You don't have to start big. You don't have to start a business. You can start a hobby and see where it takes you. And this is why I'm a big fan of social media and marketplaces, because if you lose your job, how are you supposed to make income? Now, the marketplaces and being a gig worker helps you and also sustain your dreams. And it helping me pay the bills and finance my team at YouTube to help me create these videos. Social media, lastly, also helps you connect to your audiences. And it's real-time feedback what the customers are looking for. And you can adapt to different economic trends, and you can also understand where the market is moving and be ahead of the competition. And I guess the most important aspect of the social media companies and marketplaces being the employer, this is where you can align with other people on your values, and this is where you create opportunities for yourself and for others. So I hope that you found this video helpful. I'll be posting more videos about future job trends. Make sure to check out my playlist, Access the Future of Work with Alice, for more insights on the job market and how you can future-proof and recession-proof your job. In the next video, I will talk about how you can change your life in just 10 minutes. And remember, do the best that you can every day and don't take yourself too seriously. Have fun in the process.